Hi, this is James from Zero Authority DAO with you here today with the Swapi team, specifically Pete. Pete, it's a pleasure to have you here. How are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm very well, thank you. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, really excited for this call, getting to learn more about what you all are building and to learn more about you guys. So to dive in, yeah, for those in stacks that haven't heard of you and even the broader ecosystem, just the crypto ecosystem, yeah, it'd be nice to get a little background on you and your experience and where you come from. So
Sure, thank you. Yeah, so I have worked in the customer loyalty industry pretty much my entire career. It's all I've ever done. So nearly 20 years now. And I've been very fortunate to work for some pretty cool brands in my career. So I used to head up part of the Harrods Rewards program, directed loyalty for Harvey Nichols, a luxury retailer in the UK. I lived in Australia for a number of years, directing loyalty for two big national brands over there as well. And then I came back to the UK and worked on the Morrison's loyalty program, which is one of the big four grocers. And then I actually set up a different company, which is still going, but as a loyalty agency. So it helps businesses globally with loyalty strategy, execution, and just basically optimizing loyalty programs to make sure that customer engagement is kind of paramount in businesses. Um, and yeah, that's basically what I've been doing. And I kind of came up with the idea with Swappy for about 2 years ago now. Feels like about 10 years ago, but yeah, it's an idea based on a lot of issues that I kind of experienced in the industry when I was working on the brand side, with regards to low customer engagement on programs, high balances of unspent points on balance sheets, and really kind of lack of innovation, and lack of basically brands keeping up with customer trends as customer trends have changed over the last few years. And yeah, that's what led me to Swappy.
yeah, that's really awesome. I know from just personal experience, you see a lot of these kind of reward points and things like that, and it is tough because it's just kind of numbers on the screen, and you're like, I don't know how much value I get out of this, or sometimes they have it's very hard to redeem them, and you can only redeem them for certain things, and all of these barriers, and you're like, okay, well, am I getting rewarded or am I having to work? And so it definitely seems like a space that is primed for some innovation, and so really happy to hear you're tackling that area. And I know there's a lot of there's some other folks in crypto that are starting to try and tackle this area, so seems like an area where there's a lot of interest, and there's a lot of people that would love to earn in crypto or to have rewards in crypto. So something like that is really awesome. So yeah, to dive in a little bit more, so you guys are in that space, and you kind of have identified the problem a little bit. Curious to hear where you guys are now with in terms of a solution, or working the solution out.
Yeah, for sure. So, well, I kind of just frame up the problem again. So, what we've kind of discovered is that, over the last couple of years, it's quite obvious that brand loyalty is pretty much dead. There's a lot of stats out there now that say that, 77% of consumers say that they're not loyal to brands anymore. And there's so much competition out there that brands need to work really hard in order to keep their customers. And in order to do that, they need to kind of look at how customers are shopping and what really motivates them. And a lot of brands are not really keeping up to date with that, and that's causing brands to go out of business. So it's estimated that about 20,000 businesses are going under every year across the UK and the US in retail. The majority of which are because they're not keeping up with trends and they can't cope with the competition. Um, and if you look at loyalty programs, there is about $360 billion worth of unspent loyalty points on balance sheets, which shows that a loyalty program is not really working, in terms of the value exchange. So customers are not really seeing the value in points anymore. And it's not surprising with the rise of cryptocurrencies, cashback, price-driven loyalty, etc. Customers are really wanting something a little bit more and a little bit more tangible for their shopping these days. And on top of that, they're really looking for things like frictionless rewards. So the rise of open banking and card linking has really brought a new kind of way of shopping so that customers get rewarded automatically rather than having to get, very dated plastic cards out of their wallet or punch cards or something like that. And they want high value rewards, which is why I think the Bitcoin rewards are doing so well in loyalty and starting to really take the place of cashback in many areas as well. And importantly, another thing that customers really want, which has really only started to become a real thing in the last couple of years, is they really want choice in terms of what they can do with their reward as well. I think gone are the days that a brand can just set up a program and expect people to earn and redeem back with the same brand. The customer actually wants the ability to choose where they redeem, and that actually formulates more loyalty and emotional tie to the brand if you allow a customer to do that. And so that is effectively what we're basing Swapi on. And we're trying to achieve all of these objectives with Swapi. And so our solution basically allows users or customers to earn, earn crypto or points through our app by shopping through our app or through open banking or card linking seamlessly. And they can choose whether they want points or Bitcoin and soon other cryptocurrencies as well. And if they've got existing loyalty points, they will be able to swap those into Swapi as well. So you'll effectively be able to pool loyalty points from different cards, and you'll be able to, choose a reward in our redemption store that you can effectively exchange those points for. And then the other really cool thing that we're working on, which is what we're working directly with Stacks on, is what we're calling the off-ramp technology for CityCoins. And so that will basically really support the CityCoins ecosystem by allowing holders of CityCoin to have more utility out of the coin, and allow the coin to be redeemed for everyday rewards within Miami. So obviously keeping it within the Miami location, but allowing those holders to get more utility out of it, which will hopefully increase its value over time as well. So that means that, as a CityCoins holder, you will basically be able to go and swap those rewards or those coins for, pizzas, beers, everyday things down at the local high street, which really kind of bridges the gap between some crypto, industry and the everyday shopping and everyday consumers, which is what we're trying to do with Swapi as well. We're trying to bring together Web 2 and Web 3 and normalize it a bit. And yeah, that's kind of where we're at as a business at the moment. And there's various different components to our product in terms of technology. We have card linking live at the moment within the UK. We're about to bring open banking soon as well. We have our redemption store live. So it has over 1,000 brands within our app today in the UK. And we also have a plug and play SaaS platform, which lets brands effectively sign up directly to our products and add their own brand. So it means that if you're an independent retailer or an independent restaurant, you can actually just add yourself to Swapi and start giving rewards automatically. It's a little bit like Shopify, but that means that you could go down to your local cafe, for example, you're independent, and by making a transaction there, you can effectively earn cryptocurrency, which is pretty cool. And so that's basically where we're at. In the UK, we are live with, like I say, over 1,000 brands. We have over 20,000 users. We only went live at the end of December, and we're growing quite rapidly at the moment. We've just incorporated our business in the US as well. So we're due to launch our business in the US in Q3 this year. And that is basically lifting what we have in the UK, bringing it over to the US, and then adding on the CityCoins element as well. So yeah, that's where we're at. I mean, it's all exciting times.
Wow, yeah, really exciting times. I tell you, there's a lot to unpack there. First thing I would say too is the creating that seamless transition from spending traditionally how folks have been for years with, swiping their card or whatnot, and then the fact that all of a sudden there's deposits that are accumulating on the side of crypto, right? So that's one of the big things with crypto is it's so kind of cumbersome for people to really start using it. And so everyone's familiar with kind of loyalty points or rewards and things like that when it comes to cards. And I really think something like this is a really easy way for people to kind of dip their toe in to really start getting involved. And then, you know, it seems like it's fairly seamless with Swapi, and then they might start going down and learning more and more about it. So I think what you're providing is a really good value, not only for your customers, but for kind of the broader in the broader crypto sense as well. Um, and then specifically for city coins, I think that is a really that's been kind of a big dilemma question, is like, how do you get people using this more day to day in the city itself? And so uh, having people on board with you, that's a lot easier than having, you know, a bunch of merchants having to onboard again and again and again, something like that, right? So yeah.
Yeah, no, what we're trying to do with CityCoins eventually as well is not only have the redemption mechanism, but actually allow new CityCoins to be earned through our capability. So within Swapi, you'll actually be able to choose which crypto or reward you want to earn. We don't force people to do points or Bitcoin or any kind of currency or reward. It's really giving the customer the full choice. So if they, for example, are a Miami resident and they want to have Miami coin within our app, they will be able to switch to earning Miami coin as well. And then as we roll out with city coins into other cities, that will kind of follow suit as well.
Yeah, yeah. And that only makes sense that you give people the choice, and then that's just going to attract a broader and broader audience, you know. And then yeah, like you were saying too, people like the idea of brands giving them choice, right? So that definitely makes a lot of sense. Yeah, in terms of you guys here at Swapi, I'd be curious to hear kind of your history of learning about Bitcoin or stacks and kind of going down that rabbit hole. It's always interesting to hear people's backstories of how they found out about this sort of stuff.
Yeah, sure. Well, probably not the usual one with us. So um, we as a business, we're really a Web 2 business. Everybody within our business is highly experienced in Web 2 loyalty. Um, and up until us kind of meeting new investors, that was still the case. We have some very strong investors on board who kind of introduced us to stacks and also started to educate us. There was a big opportunity in merging our technology into the crypto world, and with that kind of came the Stacks Accelerator, which we were introduced to through our investors. And when we met with Trevor and some of the team, they could see the opportunity with us bringing together the Web 2 and the Web 3 elements as well, but also bringing in that commercial element into Web 3 as well. So we're not your traditional kind of techie business, if you like, that builds on Web 3. But what we do bring is a real commercial angle to it, and really trying to bridge that gap with the everyday user and everyday, shopper on the high street. So our target audience, for example, is the everyday shopper that's not using crypto versus those that are buying tokens or crypto already today.
Yeah, yeah. I think, you know, that only makes sense too. There's quite a large audience of folks that, yeah, they aren't buying crypto every day or every week, and but they might be curious, you know, they have a friend or a son or something, and that person's really into it, and they go, well, hey, this is a fairly easy way to dabble in it, right? And you know, like you say, they don't have to. They could be people could use Swappy, it sounds like, in the traditional sense without having to earn crypto either, right? So it's up to those folks, and so that's really interesting. Yeah, I was gonna say too, when it comes to uh, stacks and all of that, you know, we're very open arms when it comes to, you know, we're not looking for just people that are building in Web 3 and are huge techie people. You know, for things to grow and for things to develop, it's going to take all sorts of people from all walks of life. So you know, the type of developments that you're providing are going to be really useful. And you know, there's probably a lot of people in the stacks ecosystem that are probably fairly eager to try out your product in the UK. Where do they go today to try it out, or if they're on the consumer side?
But yeah, I mean, if you're in the UK, you can download it from both the Apple and Android app stores, and you can effectively just start accruing points within the same day. Once you've got a number of points, we actually have a mechanic in place where you can swap points to cryptocurrency today with a business called Luno, which is a really quick growing crypto wallet over where we are. Um, and yeah, I mean, it's literally you set it up within minutes. You can shop with any of the 1,000 brands that we have, and you automatically accrue rewards, which you can then redeem instantaneously.
Yeah. And then for the folks in the US, quarter 3, you said this year, and those folks will be able to download the app and similarly to how the folks in UK can do it today, get started.
That's right. Yeah. So we're going to stand up the app as it is today over in the US. Hopefully, Q3 might even be before, and it will begin within Miami and Florida, as that is where the Miami Coins project is, and then we will continue to kind of grow outside um, of there. It's likely that we'll go live with our product without the crypto element with the rest of the US. And then as we kind of unlock the regulation or the red tape, if you like, with different states, then we'll start rolling that out into different areas of the US. So it'll be a slightly phased approach. But because we have the Web 2 element, it actually allows us to speed up the launch into the US because there's less regulations on the Web 2 side. So it will just be a case of prioritizing which state comes next.
I see. I see. That's really really exciting. I was curious too when it comes to sounds like you guys have onboarded a bunch of merchants and businesses too on that side of it. How easy is it if someone's a business owner to start working with you guys?
Yeah, super easy. So I mean, there's two avenues really. One, they can come through any of the networks that we're always connected with. So we're connected with pretty much all of the global affiliate networks, such as Awin, Rakuten, etc. And then they can also add themselves into our card link program. So that is basically they come through in a self-serve portal, and they can set themselves up within minutes. And if they want to just add a redemption option, they can just put offers in our marketplace, and they're all geo targeted as well. So if you're in a specific area, then you will get the most relevant offers or brands within your high street or your geographic area as well.
Very cool. Is the company signing up, are they primarily kind of brick and mortar physical locations, or is it a good mix between online and physical locations in terms of businesses?
But yeah, it's about 50-50 actually. So we have a huge amount of online, but because our business also has the card linking element, it means that we can actually award points for in-store shopping as well. And that will grow over time. Part of our plan is actually to integrate with some of the POS and EPOS providers so that they can actually on-sell Swapi to their clients. We're also integrating with Shopify and Shopify POS. So that gives us two very large audiences to go for with our proposition as well. So our strategy really is kind of not to go for brands, individually as a business, but really to go with aggregators who already have all of the clients that we need, and actually show them how beneficial it is to their business by offering Swapi to their clients.
Yeah, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. You know, work with those integrations, and then you have access to so many more businesses that are already kind of onboarded with those folks. That makes a lot of sense. So, in terms of kind of future developments, seems like you guys are focusing today on getting going here in the U.S. Where's kind of the outlook for the next couple of years?
Sure, yeah. So US is a top priority for us. We have various crypto integrations coming down the line. So Swapi itself won't be the custodian of any crypto, but we will integrate with various wallets. So our vision is that we will actually give the user the choice of which wallet they want to put their crypto into. So we'll have integrations into the likes of OKCoin, Coinbase, Luno, Zebedee, etc. and we'll continue to integrate so that Swapi becomes the real kind of hub of choice for consumers. Um, we then have a proposition going to go live in Australia, which will either be Q4 this year or Q1 next year. And what that will do is open up global swapping. So you basically will be able to swap rewards between UK, US, and Australia. Um, and then we have the idea of bringing in a payment card as well by the end of this year. So within Swapi, you'll be able to spin up your own virtual payment card, and that will allow us to award crypto and points on transactions with that card, but it'll also act as an off ramp for payment for crypto as well. So what we're trying to do is kind of bring everything into one app. So it's almost like a digital asset management tool for Web 2 and Web 3 as well.
Wow, that's going to be really powerful. When you mentioned the card too, it's I know that was something really big with uh, some of the other payment cards I'm familiar with. There was a lot of Bitcoin people that were really keeping up with the ability where you might be able to spend your assets with the card in the future and something like that. So that's I know there's a lot of folks that are really eager and for that to be in the CityCoin track or the future for CityCoins. That sounds really awesome. So super happy that you chose to build over here on the Stacks ecosystem. Seems like you're a top talent, and you guys are really building out some really great stuff. So super excited to see what you guys are going to do. And for people in the U.S., mark your calendars. It sounds like Q3. I know I'll be checking you guys out and trying to use you guys. So
Yeah.
wish I was in Miami. I'd be swiping away. It would be hard to save money, it sounds like.
Yeah. Well, you'll still be able to pick up this Web 2 version. So you'll
Yeah,
just have to wait for the Web 3 version.
yeah, yeah. And then for curious to hear too your experience so far in the accelerator. Is this something fairly new for you guys, or have you guys been through things like this in the past? Or
Yeah, it completely brand new. So this is the first accelerator that we've been on. Up until this point, we've just kind of muddled through as a team. We're very fortunate to have a lot of kind of industry experts within our business. But where Stacks has really, really helped us from the accelerator is kind of just really educating us about what, larger investors are really going to want, how to really define what we're doing, in the best possible way, and really just kind of polishing up what we were doing. And I think that the first couple of rounds of investment that we've done, they obviously very strong, but different kind of investors who we're now targeting. So really, it's a bit of a godsend, really, because I think had we not had this process, who knows where we'd be talking to some of our big investors. Um, whereas now we feel very confident going into some of the meetings, having brushed ourselves up a little bit, and have a better outlook on exactly what to expect as well.
that's awesome. That's really good to hear. And then I know you guys are all really busy. Have you gotten a chance to spend any time with any of the other teams building or chatting with them at all?
Yeah, well, they're all pretty cool. Some of the businesses are, pretty incredible. The amount of traction that they've already had, and the ideas that they're kind of bringing to life. There's a couple in there which kind of stand out. I mean, there's Drew from Friends.
Mhm.
He's building a really cool platform of Stacks, and then there's Adam who's building Zia, which is a super interesting business, which is really going to kind of help communities keep safe. Um, these are the kind of businesses that I would never even dream of building, but the Stacks Accelerator obviously brings these people together, and so interesting learning from each other, and just helping each other through this process as well.
Yeah, yeah, that's something I hear a lot. Is it seems like there's a good opportunity for friendships to form, and then where things allow partnerships or kind of future developments together. And so, um, really excited for you all to be, there's a lot of talent in the Stacks Accelerator just themselves, and so much that I hope that you guys can, learn from one another and work together with. So there seems to be a lot in the people that are building in this space, this kind of win and help win mentality. And so I hope you're getting to see that a little bit in the accelerator.
Yeah, absolutely, definitely.
That's awesome. Um, so for folks that would like to learn more about you or you guys, where should we send them? Where's the best place to learn more about Swapi?
So you can the best place to find me is on LinkedIn. That's basically my hideout. So Pete Harold. Swappy you can find at swappy.global. Um, and yeah, soon hopefully you'll be able to actually have it on your app on your phone as well.
Yeah, yeah. And for people in the UK, sounds like you can just go in iOS, Android, and download it today and start earning some rewards points. And sounds like this is the best way to be doing that. So for those folks out there in the UK, give it a try.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah. And then anything else coming up that you'd like people to know about, or any closing statements for you?
I guess I would say, throughout this process, there's so many different people that we've met that are potential partners, and they always bring new ideas to us. Um, there's businesses within the Stacks Accelerator that it's such an obvious partnership with Swappy, and I guess anybody listening that is running a business or has a stake in a business or knows a business that you think could actually be an amazing partner for Swappy, then bring it to us because it's basically that grows our business. We do have a huge amount of ideas internally, but it's amazing to bring new ideas to the table from a consumer point of view, but also from a brand strategy point of view as well.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah, there's a lot of entrepreneurs in the Stacks ecosystem. So if you guys are listening into this later, please reach out to the Swappy team.